Unitarian Universalist Community Church. We are a welcoming congregation where we strive to transform ourselves and the world through love, wonder, and connection. My name is Shelley Smith. I use she, her pronouns. I serve on the worship committee and as chair of the nominating committee. Today, we celebrate the ancient Gaelic festival of Lunasa, held each year in early August. This is a time to consider what we've grown this year, what we may now harvest, and how we might share our bounty with others. In honor of the day that's in it, as the Irish would say, Ruthie Countryman has brought her famous soda bread for us to enjoy following the service. Whether you are here for the first time or the 1,000th time, welcome. Whatever you are facing in your own life, welcome. This is a place where we try our best to be real with one another, to get through hard things together, and to remind ourselves and one another of the values that ground and center us, that motivate and move us. Whoever you are, whatever your faith journey, whomever you love, you are welcome here. We welcome all who seek to know the sacred and all who seek to make our world more just. Our commitment is to be together in covenant, to live out our values, and to work together towards our mission. These are what makes the church. These are what makes our church. The mission of this church is to transform ourselves and the world through love, wonder, and connection. Please rise in body or in spirit to join me in our affirmation of who this community is, beginning with that all-important word. Love is the message of this church, and service is our way. This is our great covenant together, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Please remain standing for our opening hymn, Morning Has Broken, number 38 in our gray hardback hymnal.
You may be seated. And good morning. My name is John Countryman, and I use he, his pronouns. And our chalice lighting words this morning are by Katie Sivani Gelfand. And Shelley's going to help us lighting the chalice this morning. The title is The Abundance of Our Lives Together. We light our chalice as a symbol of gratitude as we celebrate the abundance of our lives together. In this sanctuary, we harvest bushels of strength for one another and offer our crop with the hands of compassion and generosity. In the authentic and gentle manner of our connections, we cultivate a simple sweetness to brighten our spirits. May we be grateful for the ways we nourish and uplift each other, for it is the sharing of this hallowed time together that sustains us. Please join me now in our time of meditation and prayer. A prayer from Bruce Southworth. O creative life of spirit in which we live and move and have our being, we give thanks for all of nature's bounties. We give thanks for caring friends and compassionate neighbors. We give thanks for the communion of those who seek to serve others. Each of us carries our private griefs and burdens. Sometimes we can share these, and for the open hearts which respond, we are grateful. Sometimes the world bears heavily upon us. We struggle alone, search the depths and long for healing, for renewed hope, for strength, which give their grace and peace. May we be strengthened in efforts to be of service, and may we always be mindful our lives are filled with privilege, success, and joy that are foreclosed to many. May our prayer be that we always see clearly and keep before us the commandment to care, and may we always be inclusive and open, not exclusive and narrow. On this day and every day, may we give thanks, but let us also be dissatisfied with the world as it is, for a new world is waiting to be realized. May our spirits and bodies be nourished and nurtured as we give thanks and praise of all that sustains, heals, and holds, all that is holy. Amen.
As we come together every Sunday from our own separate lives, in our own separate homes, we bring with us a variety of joys and sorrows, fears and hopes. We take time in our service now to honor those big feelings together. We share this time as a contemplative time, each of us given an opportunity to share within the community what lifts us up and what weighs us down. Today we will light candles of joy and hope to lift up the bright things in our lives, and we will also place stones to hold our sorrows and fears, to ease the weight from our spirits. In a moment, I will invite you to come participate in this ritual on your own, but first, if you are online, write the name you would like spoken and stone for sorrow, candle for joy. To begin, if you would like John to light a candle for you for your joy, please raise your hand. Carrie, Peter, Nomi, Gail, that's 4. Two more, John, and then one more. And Susan. One more for Susan. One more for Susan. Now, if you would like John to place a stone for your sorrow, raise your hand. Kevin, Sharon, Diane. Kevin, Sharon, and Diane. Anyone who would like to come forward may now do so. We light a candle for Jean Smith. And we light one final candle for all the joys that remain in our hearts. And we place a final stone for the remaining sorrows this morning. Please join in our sung prayer response, "There is a Love."
Amen. And hi there. My name is Adina Danuf. I use she or they pronouns, and I am your director of Lifespan Religious Exploration. And today we're talking a bit about growing and harvesting. And when I saw this topic, I thought to myself, I am not really the best person to talk about growing and harvesting. Full transparency, I'm not much of a grower. Okay, so this one year I decided I was going to get really into gardening. So I planted a bunch of seeds. I had peppers and beans and peas and cucumbers and strawberries, and I think I tried carrots and tomatoes. I was gonna have like this feast, right, when harvest time came around. And then after months of hard working and to get everything to grow, it had all died, right? Except for this one black bean plant, from which I harvested one bean smaller than the one that I had originally planted, right? So let's say that my thumbs are a little bit less than green. But in thinking about harvesting and growing, it got me thinking that when I was younger, the tradition that I grew up in had this list of values or traits that one should strive to work on within themselves, right? Ways that they should grow. These are called the fruits of the Spirit. Has anybody maybe heard of this before? Seeing some nods, okay, and some shakes. So you're in for a lesson. I thought that you don't really need a basket to harvest these fruits, right? Who's been apple picking, peach picking, cherry picking? These are things I do. But with the fruits of the spirits, you don't have to go around and harvest them. They're like our values, our principles, our Article 2 values that are things that we carry with us and we want to grow within ourselves. And maybe we want to see them in the people we keep around us as well, right? So I thought I would share a way to remember these things that I was taught, because they're kind of cool, and it's kind of like me sharing my harvest with you, because if John had said grow something for service today, we would all be hungry. So the best way to share is through song, and I would share this song with you, and you don't know the song. I'm pretty much assuming 99.7% of you don't know this song, but it's interactive, so you're going to have to do the stuff anyway. You'll be invited to join in, and it's a bit silly. So I hope you'll have fun with it. So it starts out with the word coconut. So when you hear coconut, we're going to go, okay? So it goes, the fruit of the Spirit's not a coconut. The fruit of the Spirit's not a coconut. If you want to be a coconut, you might as well hear it. You can't be a fruit of the Spirit, 'cause the fruits are pause. I learned this song at a summer camp with other children. So imagine it's your first year and half of the kids know this song and they just start jumble screaming, blah, 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 blah. We didn't have slides, but guess what you have today to help you? You don't have to sing along, but just you'll know what I'm saying. 'Cause the fruits are love, joy, peace, and patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Love, joy, peace, and patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Great job. Okay, so now we're on a banana. Okay? You got it? Banana. The fruit of the Spirit's not a banana. Fruit of the Spirit's not a banana. If you want to be a banana, you might as well hear it. You can't be a fruit of the Spirit, 'cause the fruits are love, joy, peace, and patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Love, joy, peace, and patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Okay, now we're on kiwi. Kiwi. The fruit of the Spirit's not a kiwi. Fruit of the Spirit's not a kiwi. You want to be a kiwi? You might as well hear it. You can't be a fruit of the Spirit. I'm going to test you a little faster this time. 'Cause the fruits are love, joy, peace, and patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Love, joy, peace, and patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Okay, pardon me here. Prune! Again, children's summer camp. Okay, I'm gonna show you one more because this is always the kids' favorite, but we're not doing this one today. Everybody's favorite was passion fruit. But we're gonna stop at prune, okay? The fruit of the Spirit's not a prune. Prune! Fruit of the Spirit's not a prune. Prune! You want to be a prune. You might as well hear it. You can't be a fruit of the Spirit, 'cause the fruits are love, joy, peace, and patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Love, joy, peace, and patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Hand for yourself, hand for yourself. Now, I hope you had fun with that, and I also hope that you will remember that even if you're like me and you don't have a green thumb and you can only grow one bean, you can still grow great things within yourself because you are a human being. Thank you, but thank you. And just like Harvest, we'll share those things with others. Let's head to class.
Nurture the spark of your precious life. We hold you in our love as you go. As always, Adina is a tough act to follow, but we're going to persevere here. Please join me in our offering and acknowledging all the ways we give to this church and this world. We give because this is our church, and we value what it does for us, and through us, to our community and our world. May there be an offering to sustain and grow the life and mission of this church, inside and outside our walls. May we give in love and in hope. Thank you for your offering and all the ways you give to our life and ministry with your time, talent, treasure, and trust. Together, our gifts allow us to grow and expand and strengthen the tapestry of love, wonder, and connection that blesses this church and transforms us and our world. Our reading this morning is from the memory play Dancing at Lunasa by Irish playwright Brian Friel, a semi-autobiographical drama about the collision of the pagan and the Christian and their ultimate fusion in a moment of family upheaval. The speaker is Michael, the love child of one of 5 sisters brought to mind years after the events of the play. What Michael has harvested from the event are bittersweet memories of happier days and the nostalgia of a distinctive spiritual experience. When I cast my mind back to that summer of 1936, different kinds of memories offer themselves to me. We got our first wireless that summer, well, a sort of a set, and it obsessed us. And because it arrived as August was about to begin, my Aunt Maggie, she was the joker of the family, suggested we give it a name. She wanted to call it Lugh after the old Celtic god of the harvest, because in the old days, late August was La Lunasa, the feast day of the pagan god Lugh, and the days and weeks of harvesting that followed were called the Festival of Lunasa. But there is one memory of that Lunasa time that visits me most often. And what fascinates me about that memory is that it owes nothing to fact. In that memory, atmosphere is more real than incident, and everything is simultaneously actual and illusory. In that memory, too, the air is nostalgic with the music of the 30s. It drifts in from somewhere far away, a mirage of sound, a dream music that is both heard and imagined, that seems to be itself and its own echo. A sound so alluring and so mesmeric that the afternoon is bewitched, maybe haunted by it. And what is so strange about that memory is that everybody seems to be floating on those sweet sounds, moving rhythmically, languorously, in complete isolation, responding more to the mood of the music than to its beat. When I remember it, I think of it as dancing. Dancing with eyes half closed because to open them would break the spell. Dancing as if language had surrendered to movement, as if this ritual, this wordless ceremony, was now the way to speak, to whisper private and sacred things, to be in touch with some otherness. Dancing as if the very heart of life and all its hopes might be found in those assuaging notes and those hushed rhythms and in those silent and hypnotic movements. Dancing as if language no longer existed because words were no longer necessary.
In 1990, I attended the original cast production of Friel's Dancing at Lunasa, the play from which Shelley just read. 11 years later, I was privileged to direct the play, and as I cast my mind back to that experience today, in observance of this annual Harvest Festival, I am inspired to explore the theme of harvest from a number of perspectives. Ruthie and I just returned from Vermont. This time of year in the Green Mountain State, we're given the sage advice to always lock our car, because if we don't, someone may just leave some zucchini in our passenger seat. My harvest thoughts today are not as culinary, but hopefully nourishing nonetheless. The thrust of my message is that we all grow, mostly metaphorically, but for some, literally, in various ways throughout the year because we all have many talents, and our various avenues to growth can yield harvests that it's now time to reap and enjoy. It's time now to reflect on the significance of what and how we've grown, and how we can share our bounty with others. In honor of Lou and the Lunasa Harvest Festival, we'd like to share a story about Lou that I've adapted from the accounts in the ancient manuscripts. When Nuada, the king of the fabled Tuatha Danann, the tribe of the goddess Danu, is injured in battle and must relinquish his rule, he is replaced by Breis, who proves to be a poor king and who places the tribe under the oppressive rule of his paternal kin. That is when Lugh arrives on the scene and requests admission to the royal court. The court guardian challenges his right to enter the court. What follows is how that scene played out and why Lugh became known as Samel Danak, the many-skilled God, or the God master of all the arts. Shelley is going to help me out with this dialogue.
Yes, who is it?
My name is Lou, and I request admittance to the court of the Tuatha Dé Danann.
What qualifies you to gain entrance to the court?
I am a builder.
Oh, we already have a builder.
I am a blacksmith.
We already have a blacksmith.
I am a champion harpist.
We already have a harpist.
I am a warrior.
We already have a warrior.
I am a poet.
We already have a poet.
I am a historian.
We already have a historian.
I am a sorcerer.
We already have a sorcerer.
I am a physician.
We already have a physician.
I am a cupbearer.
We already have a cupbearer.
I am a brazier, a master artisan who works in brass.
We already have a brazier.
Yes, but do you already have someone who is master of all these skills?
Good point. Indeed, you are Samodonok, master of all the skills. Welcome to court.
Lou then drove Bryce from the throne. He said he was a warrior, right? And Nuada promptly yielded the throne to Lou. Okay, what does this have to do with growth and harvesting? I'm glad you asked. Well, consider this. I know that each of you have grown in some fashion over the course of this year. Perhaps you've grown intellectually. You've acquired a new complement of knowledge. Or you've grown socially. You've expanded your circle of relations. Or creatively, you've begun to master a new art form, painting, cooking, woodworking. Or culturally, you've increased your awareness and understanding of individuals and groups different from your own. Or professionally, you've begun a new career or received a promotion or have undertaken an avocation, a calling of some sort. Or politically, the current crises in the country have inspired you to become more informed about the uses and abuses of our political system. Or spiritually, you have opened yourself to a deeper engagement with your respective faith tradition and spiritual journey. My guess is that each of you have grown in several of these categories this year. Couple that with the fact that you are all polymaths in your own right already. Like Lou, you are all masters of many skills. We learn of your talents both informally through activities you share with us as your friends. Porter's upcoming solo show comes to mind, for instance. And formally here at UUCC in the several leadership roles you grace us with. Next, consider that it's time to enjoy the fruits of your growth. It's a time for harvest. It's time to reflect on what you've experienced, what you've learned, what you've achieved, and what you might make of it. And it's also time to consider how what you're harvesting may be shared with others and may serve to benefit the community, the UUCC community, of course, and the world at large as well. Now, I would be remiss if I did not take this in another direction, if briefly, to consider those for whom harvesting is their livelihood, and who too often remain exploited and underappreciated. It may be an apocryphal tale, but I recently read of someone who asked, why do farmers still need to plant corn or soy when we can just go to Kroger and get it there? I hope that's not true, but in a kind of way, we all can be guilty of forgetting how that produce came to market. Lillian Nye has expressed concern about this reality in an essay on the UUA website. She writes, quote, consider the migrant workers who harvest so many of our table fruits and vegetables. Their labor is indispensable to the farming industry, yet they are some of the poorest, most powerless, and most exploited people living within the borders of our nation. That they are often denied fair compensation for their work is a factor behind moderate prices that we enjoy. Imagine the extended network of relationships that sustain the farming, factory, and freight industries. That web of connections reaches out indefinitely in our global community. So many hands, so many faces, so many stories now connected to our own, unquote. As we reflect on all the ways we've grown this year, and we have, let's also give some thought to how we can grow in awareness of those hard workers and how we can share our own bounty with others. I like to think that Lou Samaldonok wouldn't want it any other way. Our closing hymn is a song called So We Go by Patrick DeSimio. It is a Celtic-style harvest song that was written in 2017. Jonathan will help us teach the tune.
Hello, everyone. Thanks to John for finding this great song that fits the service quite well. Okay, I'm all set. Yes. So as you can see, the lyrics are on the screen. The first paragraph is the verse, and then the second bit is the chorus that comes after each verse. It's a 3-verse song. So I'll just sing it. Why not? Once through, so you know how it goes. So it starts on the snow. Come as the summer turns to autumn. Come as the long night stars climb high. Come as the times unceasing turning wheels us round a harvest fire. Let's just sing that much together. Ready? Come as the summer turns toward autumn. Come as the long night stars climb high. Come as time's unceasing turning wheels us round a harvest time. And I'll demonstrate the chorus that goes higher for all those who wish to sing higher. So it goes like, so we go from daylight toward the night. So we go, turning on the light. Let's try it together. Ready? So we go from daylight toward the night.
reference to the bearded barley in that song brings back a memory. The bearded barley is one of the primary ingredients in Guinness Stout. And as Arthur Guinness was wont to say, Guinness is good for you. So we were driving one time in County Wexford, and we were going out to see Hook Lighthouse. And on either side of the vehicle as we drove by were the barley fields. Now, in Ireland, they have rabbits, but they also have hares. And the hares have those long rear legs so they can jump very high. So we're driving along, and I'm looking out of the window at the barley fields, and it was like whack-a-mole. The barley was like so high, and every once in a while you'd see a hare go, "Beep," and then disappear, and then another one, and then another one. It's a lovely memory. And we got to Hook Lighthouse, and they had a place where we could go in and we could consume a little bit of that barley. Anyway, in preparation for our closing, let us reach out to each other in whatever way we may feel comfortable. So when you go in memory of those hard workers in the fields who produce much of what we consume. When you go in peace. Salam.
Leave this place knowing that you are good and knowing that you are loved.
Take your light and your dark and your love from this place. Share them with the world and stay safe until we meet again. Amen.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy coffee hour and Ruthie's Irish soda bread in the lobby.
That was great. I thought it was great.